Hello everybody, and welcome back to the next episode in Everything Wrong with Half-Life. This time we're playing through Opposing Force. Again, this is just the base game, no mods added. A lot of people seem to enjoy the first one. Some people didn't realize it's supposed to be super absurd and what I pick apart. But, you know, again, don't mash those keyboards. It's just doing this in fun. So... With that said, if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe. Lets me know you want to see more, especially of me doing these Everything Wrong with Half-Life series. After this, I'm going to do Blue Shift, and then I'll move on to Half-Life 2. I don't know if I'll do any of the Half-Life 2 mods. Actually, I haven't played any of the mods. I haven't played DK or any of those, but yeah, let's just hop into this one. Okay, so here we are. We start in the barracks, doing the training first. And I have to say, these barracks are really huge. I don't know if you've seen barracks. I haven't served. I'm not going to pretend I did. But I've seen barracks. I've not seen barracks sleeping quarters be this big. Not to mention, all you have is a single little locker. I mean, that may be accurate, but you have a small locker, and look at this bed. Is this bed even soft? It looks like a Minecraft bed. It doesn't look too comfortable at all. Is that even a pillow? To me, that looks more like a stone. Do soldiers sleep on stones? Is that why soldiers are so stone hard and resilient? It might be. And just like the issue from the first game, here you have normal sized papers, at least from how tall I am, it seems. But then again, we're back to these boards with papers written by giants. I still have yet to see the giants in this game. Okay, and now we come into here. This is you exiting the barracks, but again, the door's locked behind you. It makes no sense. Again, just like in the first game, what if I left my wallet and my stuff? Or what if I was missing a sock? Sure, I'd have to be pretty low intelligence to only put on one sock, but how do I get back there? What if I wanted to ask the drill instructor one other thing? Now I'm locked out. Who designed this place? This is off. Okay, now we come to the courtyard, but where are the American flags on the poles? Now, again, I haven't served, but I know flagpoles on military bases in the US, they all have flags on them. What's going on here? And why is G-Man there? Am I in trouble? Again, I think G-Man just teleports where he needs to be, so that could be accurate. I'm still sticking with my theory, though, that all these people are just robots or aliens. And might I add, there seems to be nowhere to go here. My only choice is the barracks or training. What if I have to go to the bathroom? I don't see any place to take a shower. Where's the lunch hall to get, you know, eat and drink? I see absolutely nothing. Like, everything's locked. Is this actually a training facility, or are we prisoners here? Just saying. So now we're inside, and I gotta say, at least in this training ground, there's cameras. In Black Mesa, there wasn't any cameras. Which, honestly, it makes no sense. Because Black Mesa probably costs billions of dollars to make. They couldn't afford cameras that follow you around, or just cameras in general. And yet a training military facility can? Makes no sense. Again, my theory about everyone being robots or aliens might be true. Look at this guy. Okay, now remember him. Get a good look at him. Guy with glasses, MP5. Then you come over here, and it's him again. So either he has a twin brother, or these are all clones. Again, robots, aliens, something fishy's going on here. Is this place connected with Black Mesa somehow? And they make aliens and robots take over everything? Maybe G-Man is the CEO of whatever company it is? Or maybe he's the alien president. Who knows? It makes no sense. Okay, so now we come to the place where you put on your armor. And might I say, this armor, if you look at the size of it, compared to like how big he is, this armor is huge. I mean, this is like 4 times bigger than my body size, my chest, but somehow it fits. And we also come into the issue of, just like in the first game, apparently I have no body, but I'm able to put on the armor. If I don't have a body, why do I even need the armor? How did I put it on? Same issues continue over into this game. Makes no sense. Okay, so here we are in the chamber where they have to shoot you to show you, you know, how your armor works. I'm beginning to think this isn't a military place. I've watched lots of documentaries on military training. I've never heard of a part in a course where they shoot you. And why is there blood? Are we sure I'm not just getting shot because I disobeyed an order or something? Yeah, this is just scary. And it makes no sense. In the next section, we have to show the durability, apparently, of our suit by walking through flaming liquids. Is this in any military training place? I've not seen something like this, and I'm pretty sure I'm just wearing armor over my chest. Wouldn't the rest of my body just been incinerated? Those are like third-degree burns. This is awful, and makes no sense, along with this oil spill on the floor for no reason. Apparently they don't have janitors here. And they don't have repairmen, because here we have loose wires that electrocute you quickly. What is going on in this place? Now this, I'm pretty sure you could sue the government for this. They make you walk through this oil spill. Granted, you could just jump over the barrel. But being this close to this radiation, I'm gonna end up with cancer. I'm not gonna live very long as a soldier. This is not a normal training course. No. I refuse to believe it. This makes no sense. Maybe I myself am a robot or an alien, because that's the only way that explains how I'm not dead from that radiation already. Or at least vomiting. Okay, so here we have to go through a course that's pitch black. And might I add, normally this is a complaint video, but look at this. Now this is how the other course should have been. With the hazard course in Black Mesa, because you could just see where you were going. Here, you can't see anything. So, good job. You guys upgraded, apparently, for this and learned total dark is better than just a barely lit room. So here we are at the basic training course, and no offense to any military people, but if this is the course you had to run, this isn't much of a course. Go up a few steps, small drop, up a hill, duck, jump, duck, climb a wall, cross a ravine full of dirty water. That was it? That was my training? That was easy. I've seen training courses military actually go through. This is nothing. Okay, so now we're at the rope ladder, and I just want to say, these are not ropes. These are just painted onto a wall. How am I actually supposed to... Yeah, this makes no sense, of course, but how am I actually supposed to get up this wall? In reality, there would just be a wall here with painted rope. Are you trying to trick me, Mr. Drill Sergeant? Again, with the clone robot theory, look at these guys. All three are exactly the same person, in the same exact stance, and if you look closely, they're not even holding those guns. They're just going like this. So, again, robots, aliens, I don't know. It makes no sense. So here we are at the sniper range, and might I say, this sniper rifle has no recoil on it. I mean, you'd like barely jolt. This, yeah, I think this is a M108. Correct me in the comments, I can't think offhand, I kind of just woke up. But I should be having a lot more recoil with this. Granted, I don't know how I'm holding it since I have no arms, but apparently I do have a floating hand. So, that's good. Okay, so here we're supposed to take this engineer and have him cut this door. But I am kind of curious. What happens if I just decide to sit here for like 3 hours? Do I get kicked out of the military? Will this guy just open the door eventually because he's tired of waiting for me? What happens? I mean, I could sit here for 3 hours and find out, but I'm pretty sure nobody wants to see me just sitting in place for 3 hours. It makes sense on, or no sense. Now we come across the medic, where we have to get ourselves healed up. But I have to say, I think I cracked an ankle, and I was shot, so let's see how he fixes that. That's it? A needle's going to fix me? I don't think so. And have you ever seen this guy creepily approach you if you walk away from him when he tries to give you a shot? Look how creepy this is. Yeah, no thanks. You creep me out, dude. So I'm back at the main menu because I didn't get time to show you. When you finish the course, it says, now proceed to your, get your orders, but there's no exit door in the room. So how did I actually leave the room? Did I have to go backwards on the course? Because some of those walls weren't climbable. Yeah, that makes no sense. Okay, so now the game started, and you end up here. But let's look at some things here, okay? First off, this eye chart. I mean, those letters seem pretty big. Even from across the room I could see them. I do not think that's a standard issue eye chart, because that's way too easy. But then, you know, I'm thinking my vision's great because I could read that bottom line. Who made this chart compared to this calendar? Look at my degree. Eye chart, degree. Well, this isn't my degree, this is probably this guy's degree, but still. That's not legible. So I wonder what their vision tests are like around here. I think they accept anybody, and this is just, you know, they just have you read this and be like, oh, yep, your vision's good. Even though the rest of this is not. I don't know. It makes no sense. Okay, so now we come to a part of the map where you see scientists helping a soldier. But look what happens if you follow them. You know, it looks like they're gonna go give him medical attention, right? Well, let's see what happens when they actually come through the door. Boom. He's fine. Why were they transporting him? Was it just for my entertainment? So I could think he's hurt or something? And then they teleported out. Again, aliens and robots? I'm beginning to think so. And we'll also skip the fact that they were walking to nowhere and that they came from nowhere. Just saying. Now we come across the new security guard for the series, Otis. Well, first off, let's point out the fact that he's in Nevada, but he sounds Canadian. No judgment, you know, people from all over the country work at these places, I guess. But his armor, it seems to be melded into him. So is he just wearing like a fake vest just to look like he's armored and protected? Look, even when his gut shifts, the armor shifts too. I think he's just wearing a t-shirt that has like armor, like a decal on it. Lame. And it makes no sense. Okay, I will say, I don't understand why Shepard was teleported, but he didn't have a gun on him. Instead, you have to pick up this wrench. If I'm being honest, I think this wrench is way better than a crowbar. I mean, the strength of a crowbar compared to the strength of a giant wrench like this is a way better weapon. Granted, I know this is just for the soldier, and Gordon was a scientist, but still. Again, the G-Man just happens to be always within eyesight of me, never in the same room. Probably just teleported here just to drive me nuts, as always. Though it does beg the question, if he's teleporting in front of Freeman all the time, does that mean he also knew I existed, and he teleported in front of me simultaneously? Is there multiple G-Men? I guess we'll never know. Now we come to our first little platforming puzzle, and you can't make it to that bridge, so you have to jump and hurt yourself landing there. But let's be honest, what if none of this platform was underneath this? What would you do? I guess the game would just end right there at that little crack because he wouldn't be able to get to that bridge section, right? It'd just be like, oh, game over screen, that's the end of Shepard's story. So, just saying. And now, of course, we approach a hole in the ground that happens to be human-sized, but look at that. I'm ducked. There's no way I could fit through that hole. In reality, I'd be clipping through this. Well, in reality, I'd be stuck, but in this game, somehow I'm able to fit through this tiny hole. That makes no sense. Hey, look, I'm at a puzzle, and look, there happens to be a human-sized vent. Not in reality. This makes no sense. I'd be stuck here, too. I'm also not sure how a single knife could destroy a giant box like that. I'm sure you could probably stab into it and eventually break pieces off, but that quick? No. That makes no sense. So we finally get into this little puzzle area, and we have to walk all the way around, turn off the power, but what are the odds that none of the electricity was arcing into this metal vent where I was standing? Just saying, I could have gone into this vent on the other side and just been instantly killed. Okay, now I have to question, what would be the purpose of this room coming all the way down this ladder, coming across here, yeah, and not to mention having a ladder that goes down to water just in the bottom of a cave like this. I don't know what that point is, but it goes all the way out here, this pointless place, back into another part of the mountain. What is the point of all this? It seems like a huge waste of money. Why not just have an easier way to get around? This makes no sense. Okay, now we come across this little timed puzzle, but let's be honest about something here. This high voltage starts arcing, right? Have you ever seen electricity destroy things like this? Look at it. It destroyed pipe. It's destroying platforms. What kind of electricity is this? I've never seen this before. This makes no sense. This whole place is just a disaster and unrealistic. And the G-Man taunts you yet again. Makes no sense. But at least he's nice enough to open the door, right? Well, you're in the next room. Again, you're radiation wearing nothing but body armor. Again, you should be dead and have cancer. But besides that, thank goodness these platforms are here so you could get all the way to these areas. I mean, if not for that, this would be yet another area where you're stuck. It makes no sense. So now we're going through a little tram section, and might I add, in this facility, they apparently got rid of the, well, this is the Black Mesa, but apparently they got rid of the void. There's no longer a black magical void there, or on the ceiling, so wherever this part of the facility is, way much better well designed. I like it here. And look, there just happens to be a hole in the wall that has a hole in a pipe for me to escape to. What are the odds? So now you fall into this pipe and you go down into this water, but let's look at how far this drop is. In real life, a height like this, that probably would have killed you. Your body would have been hitting this water like cement. Not to mention, even if you somehow survived, you'd have gone all the way down and crushed your legs on the bottom. Again, this makes no sense. Oh look, there just happens to be a vent that you could escape through this too, instead of just being trapped down here to drown. Whatever, what are the odds? Here we are in a room again, with radiation everywhere. This loader is stuck, but I have to question, first, how did it even get here with these boxes in the way? And second, shouldn't it be dead? Have you seen the drones they tried using at Chernobyl? The technology? It fried almost right away with a lot of radiation. This makes no sense. This whole puzzle in general also makes no sense because you have to shoot the box to blow the box up so the loader could walk over here and get out in order for this to open. I don't know why that robot has to be out in order for this little gate thing to open. And I also don't know why he happened to just set it right there. It just happens to be where I need to go so I don't die from the radiation. Even though I'm only wearing body armor. And again, this close. But yeah, this puzzle, it makes, well, it's not letting me spray, but it makes no sense. I'm also not sure why when the room drains, there's still radiation like little puddles left. I mean, this one is kind of technically floating in the air a little bit, but shouldn't this all drain down too? Just saying. So now you come to this puzzle, where you have to push this cart from all the way over there to get on this tram. First of all, what are the odds this little thing's sitting here, this cart? And what are the odds that it has a beam that just happens to be right there? That could lead you to here? Now, on top of that, I don't know how good you'd be able to... I mean, I guess you could walk there safely to this little gap, but I don't know. Something tells me my weight on the end of this thing would cause me to fall down. It makes no sense. And yes, somehow I'm magically hovering. Also, no sense. Hey, look! We're back with the trams again that magically float normally. But here, they actually have a wire and little mechanism. So, this must be the only working tram I've seen that doesn't use magnetics like I was pondering in the original Half-Life video I did. Interesting. And of course, we're back to the black voids at the bottom of the pits in Black Mesa. So, at least one room doesn't have black pits. I don't know what's wrong with the rest of these rooms. It makes no sense. And here we catch Otis breaking into a snack machine for some food. Now, I realize there's a disaster going on, but still, you're security, you should know better, Otis. Now, this scientist is nice enough to heal you up, so that's pretty nice considering what you're here to do, but I'm a bad guy. This does make sense. So I'm not honestly sure why they have this weird little elevator that brings you all the way up here just to go through a security door. Wouldn't it have been much cheaper just to put a little set of stairs instead of this powered elevator? This makes no sense. Well, looks like we're stuck in this room, except Oh, there's a human-sized shaft yet again. That you have to climb onto this tiny edge of this HEV recharger for. Nonsense. So we climbed up this ladder that was in between all these vents. How did this ladder get here? Why would they put a ladder in a ventilation system? I mentioned that in the first video about Black Mesa. Ugh. It makes no sense. I have to say, while I normally pick apart this game, I did legitimately enjoy seeing an Osprey in the game. It really made, I don't know, it just set the tone for me. It was so cool to see one of these. But just for the fun of it, it makes no sense. Oops, I forgot to put my head crab back on. He kept falling off. That makes no sense. Might I add, these scientists are very short. Look at the size of this grunt. He's huge. Is he maybe one of those giants that wrote those papers I see on the little billboard things? Could be. Of course he's here. Again, to taunt me. Help me, but taunt me. I hate you, G-Man. So we get to this room, where obviously this door lets you into here, but why would they have a platform that goes between these blades? What is even the purpose? This seems super dangerous. OSHA would have a fit. No sense. Thankfully, one of the fans over here only has one blade left, and thankfully the vent underneath happens to be broke so you could escape. Sure. What are the odds? So after you fall through the little fan, you have to throw a grenade over here to blow up this vent to get through, because your crowbar doesn't seem to work somehow. First of all, what would happen if I didn't have an explosive to open it? And second of all, even throwing a grenade right over there, the blast of that concussive force would have killed me. This makes no sense. And now we have this little fire test you have to pass. What is even the point of these flames shooting over here? Is this like a power generator? Why does this exist? And shouldn't I technically be frying up from the heat coming off of this thing? No sense. Okay, so we come across this alien zombie. And I know people tend to attack him first, but have you ever stopped to see what he's trying to do? Let's go outside. Look. Yeah, look, see? He's just trying to give you a hug. Why are we so mean to him? See, you might be saying, look at those teeth in his chest. He's clearly trying to eat you, Matt. Maybe that's how they kiss people. Maybe we're just taking it the wrong way. Could be. Okay, so we're at another puzzle. And here, you have to push this explosive crate in the path of this flame to blow up. So it blows up all that stuff. Okay, great, we solved it, but what if that just happened to blow you up instead? Did you see how big that explosion was? You even seen my little health bar flash. I'm pretty sure this would have just killed you. Solving this puzzle makes no sense. Should I also add that it happens to create a hole that happens to have something beneath for you to escape to. Again, what are the odds? So you come across these aliens for the first time, and again, you think the worst about them, but do you see what they do? He keeps rubbing his nose. Obviously, he just has a cold and wants some Kleenex. Here we are thinking these are just violent aliens. I understand his pain of having a cold. Just saying. And here we're in a little garage. Obviously some sort of maintenance section. But did you see these tools? They're just painted onto this. This is just a painting. Those aren't even real tools. So is this not even a real garage? Is this just here for the effect? This makes no sense. Well, here we are, further in the offices. And I gotta say, there's an awful lot of blood, and yet only one person. Where did all this blood even come from? This makes no sense. So you come across these two, after you use the radio, that blow up this wall to greet you, because they want to escape, right? Look at where they came from. They came from outside the facility. Why would you break in just to try and escape again? Am I that important? That makes no sense. Again, another roomy elevator. That makes no sense. So when you come into this little room here, there's another Glock on the table by Mr. S. Jones. So he's a scientist? Why did he have a Glock? None of these other scientists have Glocks. Am I not understanding something here? It makes no sense. So eventually you come across this room where you see these aliens here. And yes, I know the aliens are attacking you, but when you come in here and they don't notice you, it looks like they're just trying to do a presentation. Obviously this one's at the booth, trying to talk to this guy. And this guy is just trying to get the screen to work right for the projector. So maybe we just interrupted one of their little alien meetings. You know, we just assume the worst. So you come into this room, and might I say, this is a handsome fellow. I do say so myself. But beyond that, you have to climb out of this room, come all the way up here, up this ladder. Was this even... Why was this even here? Why is this intersection of this room above the ceiling so big? And why did it even lead up here? This is just really weird design. And it makes no sense. Okay, so here we come across our assassins. Well, just general assassins. But I've got to say, this guy's eyes must be really close. Look how tiny those night vision goggles are. His eyes must be like right here. That makes no sense. Again, a female assassin now, but with even closer together eyes. No sense. And now we're back to the tram puzzle section, just like in the first game, that is absolutely horrible, with these flip signs yet again, that you have to have a gun for to change the tracks. Because if you try to slap them, as the tram goes by, it's not going to work apparently. Terrible design. So here we come across Gordon. I have to say, how did he survive on Zen? He has no weapons with him. His little jump pack isn't installed. Yeah, his story doesn't add up. It makes no sense. He's on his own and dead in Zen after he teleports in. Stuck on that little island, just like I said. So now we've made it to Zen ourselves. And again, Shepard wasn't trained in this. So how's he surviving this atmosphere without one of these HEV suits? And like I pointed out in the first one too, how does he know this jump pad just isn't gonna explode him or just send him into the atmosphere? He doesn't know that. It makes no sense. On top of all this, what are the odds you teleport to one of these little islands and then just happen to be able to get all the way up all this? Did the aliens design this like this? Did they have these little hounds over here guarding it on purpose? How did this happen? None of this makes sense. Who designed this? And why does it look like the Quantum Realm from the MCU? So we come across this scientist who's willing to help us. You look at his head? His suit clips through his head, through his chin, through the top of his head. Maybe, is this just a robot with a fake head implanted in it, just to fool us into thinking this is a scientist? This makes no sense. Here we are, pressing a button. Now, thank goodness this actually helps us. We don't actually die. I don't know why anybody would actually step into this and press this button. It makes no sense. Again, I just want to point out, we're at an observation area. So if Black Mesa knew about these aliens, and they had observation areas for these little guys, that must be a lot of money from the US budget going to this place. I mean, probably part of the black budget. I'm just curious how much Black Mesa costs, and what its yearly cost is. Like, what, $1 billion a year? 10 billion a year? This is bonkers. It makes no sense. Now we know why they spend $5,000 on a toilet. 90% of that money for that toilet is actually being diverted to places like this. Now we're in a little, I'm just going to call it a petting zoo area, even though we know that's not what it is. Isn't it a little bit cruel that we use these animals? Look what I'm holding. I'm holding this alien and using it as a weapon. That has to be some kind of PETA violation, doesn't it? Look at this alien. Or the fact that we use a barnacle. Now, just to be clear, I'm pretty sure I have my hand up the barnacle's butt in order to hold it like this. Again, this is pretty much animal cruelty. Just saying. So we come across this, which refills this thing you're holding, right? But looking at that, I'm pretty sure that's just an egg sac, right? So am I feeding this creature egg sacs and then making it spit at people? Essentially killing its babies? Makes me feel bad. Might I say, what are the odds that you have these little things for you to cling onto with your barnacle? If it wasn't for that, you'd be stuck in this area forever. Just saying. So once you make it down here, you see the G-Man up there, but did you look at how tall this G-Man is? Look at him. He's so tall, his head goes above the window. This is very strange. And of course, as always, there's no door, so no sense. And when you come across this creature, the pit worm, he tries to kill you, but did you think about why he tries to kill you? Let's go back over here. Maybe he's trying to kill you because you're wearing an alien and using it as a weapon. I'd be mad too if I was an alien, seeing my friends be used as weapons on somebody else's arm, or in this case, with the hand up the butt. Just saying. I do have one question. If the soldiers are sent here to kill everybody, then why were the assassins sent in? Kill the soldiers? Well, doesn't that mean that somebody's gonna have to kill the assassins, so they can't say anything either? I don't know. The whole plan here just seems really weird, and like a waste of resources and people. People killing people killing people. It makes no sense. As always, G-Man is here to taunt us, so don't understand. But you come across this mortar system, and you're supposed to fire, at different things, but my question is, how do you even reload this? It looks like it holds one shot, so how did the assassin keep firing it? And how are you firing it? With only one shot? I'm just saying, it makes no sense. Just what exactly is going on in this spot? The G-Man appears to be merged with an assassin, setting the bomb. This is kind of confusing, honestly. Just saying. It makes no sense. Might I say, this is the loudest level. Let's just take a listen. Okay, I'm still unsure why there are white orbs showing me where to go. And what is the point of this room with the giant fan? Is it just like an obstacle course to see if you could have the stamina to make it to the stairwell? Seems unnecessary. And here we are with the giant bug boss alien. I forgot its actual name, but I'm pretty sure he's just like the other aliens. We're just really mad that you're using them as weapons. Though in this case, he does look like he wants to cuddle. I mean, doesn't he look like he just wants to hug? I could be wrong. Here we are, and here we are with the G-Man, having to make a decision. I just want to point out, just like I did in the last video, it wouldn't be hard to bum rush him, grab him, and jump out the helicopter with him. Just saying, you could probably kill him. Granted, I'm surprised I was even able to take on the boss with just some armor, but that's beyond the point. And here it ends, with us being put in some kind of like stasis to be investigated. Never to be heard from again in Half-Life. Rip Shepard, I guess he's just gonna be frozen forever in time. And I should note, if you listen carefully, you can still hear me jumping in the credits. So does that mean I'm just somewhere frozen on a credits screen in some alien planet? And I can still jump, but that's all I could do? I don't know. It makes no sense. And that was the end of the game. And that was everything wrong with Opposing Force. Obviously, it's a less long game, so because it was an add-on, it's a shorter video. I enjoyed that. I never liked Opposing Force as much as I did Blue Shift. I don't know why. I will be doing Blue Shift next. That video will probably be even shorter because that game is very short itself. Then after that, Half-Life 2 and the episodes. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if I should do Alex. I've never actually played the Half-Life Alex game. I do have a VR headset. Maybe I could do it. Maybe I won't. I guess we'll find out. And with that said, I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.